Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Angela. I am the creative behind Morbid Heart Designs, and I like to talk about horror movies while you see my art being done. This month is going to be filled of water-themed horror movies. I'm very excited to embrace summer with these themes. I hope you're excited because we're going to get into this. As you can see with this acrylic piece that I am painting, we're going to be talking about something alligator related. I wanted to go back and rewatch Lake Placid from 1999. I haven't seen it in a really long time, and when I went to go get this to watch, I was like, wait a minute. There's how many of these movies? There's fucking 5 of these movies, you guys. 5! So of course I had to watch all of them because this is like 12 hours of painting and I didn't want to necessarily break it down to just 4 minutes. So I watched all 5 for content to talk about while you watch this be painted. And I kind of regret that choice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even sure, like, do I want to do a top list? No, I don't. Because there's some of them that are so atrocious. It's like, no. I'm gonna kind of maybe go through them in order. Yeah, that's what we'll do. First of all, you've got the one that started all, Lake Placid from 1999. Directed by Steve Miner. It stars Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman, Oliver Platt, and the amazing, talented Betty White. We love Betty White in this house, just saying. 2020 better not take her this year, because you've already fucked up a lot of shit. Leave Betty White alone! One of my favorite things of this movie is her character. She's absolutely brilliant in the role, and you get to hear her say fuck, and I don't know what it is, but seeing old ladies say fuck is just as entertaining and endearing to me as seeing little kids say fuck. So I might have something wrong in my brain, but to see Betty White do it after her Golden Girls role, it makes me laugh. Overall, as far as the first Lake Placid, I don't know. I don't feel like it necessarily holds up well at all over time. I mean, it's a good bullshit kind of a watch, but I wouldn't go in expecting gold. It's cheesy, it's ridiculous, it's kind of a product of its time, and like some of the things that happen are just so out there and ridiculous and what the fuck. But then it's also not completely terrible. It's definitely one of the better out of all of them. We'll go with it is my favorite out of all 5 that I watched. Technically there's 6 because there's Lake Placid versus Anaconda. I didn't watch that one. Didn't see the point. Not surprised that was made in all reality. By the end of this, you'll see why I'm putting it as my number 1 and the only one worth watching out of all of them, to be honest. I'm a little harsh. I'm not gonna rate it because I'm not gonna rate all of them that are in this series, but they should have just fucking left it at this one and walked away from not try to make it a franchise. Like, why did you do that? Why the fuck did you do that? It's Hollywood. Rhetorical question. I know why they did it. They wanted to try and make money. And considering a lot of them started coming out almost a decade later, it was definitely we want to make money. In 2007, almost a decade later, we do see Lake Placid 2 come out. Just don't watch it. It was ridiculous. It was poorly acted, poorly written, poorly done, poorly CG'd, poorly everything. It was pointless. I'm gonna leave it at that. It was pointless. Don't watch it. Lake Placid 3, about as pointless. Lake Placid 3 picks up very close to Lake Placid 2 for one of the characters at least, which I thought was cool. I liked that carryover. There was way too much ridiculousness about it. I just like the last one. I will say it had some funnier moments, but overall it was a terrible story, terrible acting, terrible side characters, terrible ideas, terrible. I wish 2 and 3 never fucking happened. While watching them, by the time I got to this point, I was like, I'm not gonna watch the final chapter. Because, spoiler, it's not the final chapter. There's 2 more movies that came out. I wasn't gonna watch it. Was refusing to. And then I saw it had Robert Englund in it, and I was like, fuck you! Now I have to watch it. It was better than 2 and 3. It took its own characters, made its own story that happened at Lake Placid. Didn't fully hate it. Sure as hell didn't fully like it, but it was by far better than 2 and 3. Would I say go watch it? No, not really, unless you like Robert Englund, but it was there. Things happened. There were tense moments, I will give them that. It was better acted, better edited, a hell of a lot better story, but still not that good. So don't watch it. Just don't. This one came out in 2012, and 2015 came Lake Placid versus Anaconda. I think if you like both of those movies, maybe check it out, but again, I didn't watch it. I didn't feel it would pertain enough to this movie to give it my time. I did sum up with Lake Placid Legacy from 2018. This one's directed by Daryl Root. It stars Catherine Barrell, Tim Raisin, Cy Bennett, and it doesn't really matter because I don't feel like there was any big names. No one I actually recognized in it. Now, I'm really torn when it comes to this movie, and you'll see why I say Lake Placid, the original, is my favorite. I don't feel like this actually was a Lake Placid movie. Basically, this ends up being an origin story of how the alligator got to Lake Placid. It should have just been a science fiction-y, action, horror, whatever, that was focused on alligators and been its own thing. It should not have been tied into Lake Placid. I mean, it's not an amazing movie. Out of all of them, it was my favorite of the 5, but I don't feel it should have been a Lake Placid movie. I think it should have just been a standalone horror, so that's why I'm not counting it as my favorite Lake Placid movie. It really didn't have anything to do with it, other than there were alligators, and it was a good way for them to benefit off the franchise's following. It was so different. It was too different. They didn't even go to Lake Placid. They were somewhere else for the entire time. I don't think the acting was terrible. I think some aspects of the plot and delivery of the story were flawed, but this was definitely a fun watch. Out of all of them, again, like, it's my favorite out of all 5 of the movies that I watched for this video. I definitely think this one's worth watching. It would be good by yourself, with your family, if they like horror movies, with your friends, things like that. Definitely don't take it serious. It had moments that you're just like, wait, what? Especially when it comes to the origin of the alligators. But overall, we'll sum up this whole video. The first one is the only good one of what I actually consider Lake Placid movies. Lake Placid Legacy is definitely a lot better than most of this shit, but still shit, but fun shit, adventuresome shit, a lot better than the rest of the movies, which I don't think should have ever been made. That's my thoughts. Love me, hate me, I don't care. Have you seen this? Did you know there were 5, technically 6 Lake Placid movies? I didn't. I was blown away. I kind of wish I could purge most of it from my memory. If you have seen this, you do like them, which one's your favorite? You can rank them if you want. Anything like that in the comments, let me know. Thank you to my patrons as always. You are fabulous. You too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, giving you early access to YouTube videos, a thank you in the video, behind the scenes, voting, things like that. You can also get art sent to you in my other tiers if you want to check them out. Self-promotion. Go me. Also, you can buy this painting. Let me know. I don't think I posted it on my website, but if you're interested, DM me. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Technically, you can message me on Twitch. Pretty much don't watch most of this franchise, and from my dark heart to yours, have a wonderful day, and please don't die before my next video.